Imagine a world where every electronic device and system suddenly ceases to function. In a blink, we are plunged into a world where modern conveniences are torn away. Picture the chaos that would ensue. The once vibrant city streets now shrouded in darkness. The sounds of life replaced with an eerie, unnerving silence. Imagine the confusion that would prevail. Elevators stuck between floors, subway trains halted mid-journey, planes frozen in the air. The medical equipment in hospitals would come to a standstill, people trapped in their own smart homes. The infrastructure we rely on would crumble, causing a ripple effect of unimaginable consequences. Communication networks would collapse, leaving families and friends unable to connect. Visualize the fear that would grip humanity, the realization that our dependence on technology has left us vulnerable, the dread of what could become of our world, the panic as people scramble for resources, the desperation to return to normalcy, the struggle to survive in a world gone dark. This is not a scene from a dystopian novel or a Hollywood blockbuster. This is a scenario that could become our reality if a massive coronal mass ejection from the sun were to hit Earth. It would trigger a worldwide electromagnetic pulse, leading to the shutdown of all electricity systems and devices. Infrastructure would crumble, commerce would cease, and society as we know it would collapse. Our modern world would become a relic of the past, a memory of a time when life was, but fear not, because even in the face of such an apocalypse, survival is possible. Despite the challenges that would inevitably arise, our spirit of resilience and determination has the capacity to propel us forward, to find a way to endure, to ultimately survive. First and foremost, water is a vital resource. It forms the basis of our biological systems, plants, animals, and even our weather patterns. Without it, life as we know it would cease. But the importance of water doesn't stop at supporting life. The role it plays in our daily lives is also crucial. We wash with it, cook with it, and most importantly, we drink it. However, what happens when our primary source of clean, purified water is threatened? Imagine a world without electricity. Our dependence on electrical systems extends to water purification. The infrastructure we rely on for safe, potable water would come to a halt. Water purification systems, which rely heavily on electrical energy, would fail, leaving us in a precarious position. Suddenly, safe drinking water, a resource we often take for granted, would become scarce. In such a situation, it's crucial to equip ourselves with knowledge and skills that can help us survive. Understanding how to purify water using non-electrical methods could be a lifesaver. Boiling water, for example, is a simple yet highly effective way to eliminate most types of disease-causing bacteria. It doesn't require any special equipment or electricity, just a heat source, making it an easily accessible purification method. Another viable method is distillation. This process involves boiling water and then collecting the vapor that condenses back into water. The condensation is collected into a fresh, clean container, leaving behind impurities. The result is safe, drinkable water, a precious commodity in a world without electricity. So remember, distillation, another method, involves boiling water and then collecting the vapor that condenses back to water into a clean container. Next, consider food. In our complex modern world, the disruption of supply chains could transform what once was a simple trip to the grocery store into a challenging quest for sustenance. This could be due to numerous reasons like natural disasters, pandemics, or economic crisis that disrupts our everyday lives in unpredictable ways. One of the key consequences of this is the difficulty in acquiring food. With the potential threat of these disruptions, it's important to be prepared and resilient, to have the ability to sustain ourselves. This is where the ancient skills of hunting, fishing, and foraging come into play. These are the fundamental ways our ancestors fed themselves before the advent of agriculture and modern food systems. They relied on their knowledge of the environment, honing their skills to hunt for wild game, cast their lines, fish in the rivers, or forage for edible plants, fruits, and fungi in the wild. In addition to these skills, maintaining a stockpile of long-lasting, non-perishable food items is a practical way of staying prepared. Items like canned goods, dried fruit, grains, and pasta can provide sustenance during times of scarcity. But a stockpile alone might not be enough. Knowledge of food preservation methods can be an invaluable asset. Learn to utilize methods such as canning, drying, and smoking. These techniques can extend the shelf life of your food, ensuring you have sustenance even during the hardest of times. Learn how to preserve food by methods like canning, drying, and smoking. Shelter would be another priority. In a world without the convenience of modern amenities such as electricity, the challenge of maintaining a comfortable temperature in our homes would suddenly become a complex task, a laborious endeavor that few in the contemporary world are equipped to handle. This would be particularly true during the harshness of winter or the relentless heat of summer. The extreme temperatures could be potentially life-threatening without the regulated climate control we've grown accustomed to. Similarly, the absence of electricity would make it virtually impossible to use common household appliances, further compounding the issue. In light of these challenges, it becomes essential to acquire certain practical survival skills. One such skill would be basic carpentry. Carpentry is an invaluable skill set in a world bereft of the luxury of electricity. A fundamental understanding of carpentry can equip you with the necessary tools to construct your own shelter when necessary, or repair existing structures that have sustained damage. Moreover, in a situation where conventional heating or cooling systems are unavailable, an understanding of insulation becomes crucial. You would need to learn how to use available materials, whether that's wood, stone, or even scavenged remnants of human civilization, in order to create effective insulation. This would help to regulate the temperature within your shelter, thereby making it habitable in spite of the lack of electricity. Understand how to create insulation using available materials. Without functioning healthcare systems, basic first aid skills become even more invaluable. They could mean the difference between life and death in dire circumstances. It's not merely about understanding the human body and its complex anatomy. It's about knowing how to react swiftly and efficiently when the need arises. When you think of first aid skills, what comes to your mind? Bandaging wounds, performing CPR, or applying a tourniquet? While these are undoubtedly important, there's a whole realm of knowledge waiting to be discovered. These skills are not just about treating physical trauma. They can also aid in managing fever, dehydration, and other typical illnesses that could, if left unattended, escalate into severe health hazards. In addition to acquiring these skills, it's equally crucial to know how to correctly use the necessary tools and supplies. This includes having a well-stocked first aid kit handy at all times, something that should be a priority in every household. However, it's not enough to just have a kit. You must also understand what every item in it is used for. It's a good idea to learn about different types of medicines, their uses, possible side effects, and dosage. Also, being familiar with the various types of bandages, antiseptics, and other first aid tools is essential. It's worth noting that these skills and knowledge are not just for times of crisis. They are valuable life skills that can come in handy at any moment, be it at home, at work, or even during a vacation. By empowering ourselves with such knowledge, we can be better prepared to handle any medical emergencies that come our way. Remember, in uncertain times, it can be comforting to know you have the skills and resources necessary to take care of yourself and your loved ones. So stockpile essential medicines and first aid supplies, and make it a point to regularly update your knowledge and skills. Communication in a world without electricity would be challenging. Learn basic sign language or develop a system of signals with those around you. Remember, cooperation and community will be crucial in such a scenario. Lastly, mental strength and resilience can't be underestimated. The ability to stay calm, make rational decisions, and maintain hope in the face of adversity can be the difference between life and death. In summary, the key strategies for surviving a world without electricity include securing clean water, procuring and preserving food, ensuring shelter, acquiring basic first aid skills, developing non-electronic means of communication, and fostering mental resilience. Remember, knowledge is power. Equip yourself with the right skills, prepare for the worst, and hope for the best. A world without electricity may seem daunting, but humans have survived and thrived in such conditions in the past. With the right knowledge and preparation, humans can do it again. So stay informed, stay prepared, and most importantly, stay resilient.